everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be showing you how to create labels using your Cricut Joy. Here you have the labels that I have created to show you from scratch. There are different ways of doing these. I'm going to show you the way that I do it, and I hope this helps. So the first thing that I would suggest to do is to create the template for your labels. And the way that you're going to do that is that you're going to go onto shapes, and then you're going to select a square, and then you want to size this to the size of your vinyl or the mat if you're going to be using a mat, or the vinyl if you're going to be using the smart vinyl. So the size that you're going to do it is going to be 4.5 for the width, because that's how wide the labels are. And then the height, it can be up to 10 if you're going to use a mat. If you're not going to use a mat, I believe you can do it longer. Don't quote me on that because I haven't tried it yet, but for now, for the purpose of this video, I am going to do a 4.5 width and a 10 height. So once you have that done, you can change it to white if that's easier for you. And then you're going to go ahead and create your shape of labels. So you can use a circle, you can use a hexagon. It depends on what style you're going for. So I'm going to use this hexagon, and I'm just going to change the color to white. And now that I have that, I'm just gonna size it to the size that I want. So depending on how many, first, depending on how big or small you need it, and second, to see how many can fit in a sheet. So again, I don't like to waste any material, so I try to do as many as I can on a sheet. So I'm gonna show you how you can get 3 in a row and 2 in a row. So the size that you would need for it to fit 3 in a row would be a 1.4 width, and then the height can be whatever height you want. What you're looking at is that the width amount, because that's how many you could fit in one sheet itself as a row. So once you do that, you can just reduplicate them as many times as you want. So in this instance, 3, and then you're gonna type in your word. So we're going to use Cricut Sans is the font that I'm using. I will put that down below in the box, and we're going to start typing. So I'm going to do sugar. And then just one tip, if you want this to be able to be handwritten with the pen, you want to select style, and then you want to select writing, because that's how it would write with the pen. If you don't select that style, it's gonna do it whatever style it was selected by. What I'm doing now is I'm just writing out my labels and making sure that the style is writing. So that's what you're gonna be looking at right now. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what size you need it to be, the label to be, for it to fit 2 in a row. And the size, instead of being a 1.4 width, is going to be a 2.0 width. So that would be wide enough for 2 labels to fit in a row. So that's what I'm going to be showing you now. And then I'm just going to write out the labels as well. And again, make sure that the style is writing. So this is the first part, which I show you how to create and customize your own labels. But if you wanted to use labels already pre-made, you can go onto images on Cricut Design Space and type in labels, and then you can see that a bunch of labels come up. So depending, some of them are free, some of them you need Cricut access. So you can select whatever label you want. So I'm just going to select one here to show you, and I'm just going to insert it into my design space. And then here it is. Now I'm just going to go ahead and change the color to white. And then I'm going to change the size. So I'm going to do a 2.0. Again, that is the size that you would need to be able to fit 2 of them here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate these words here so you can see how that will look. Now, a different style of labels that you can do, depending on what it is that label that you're using for, could be you could use the slice feature. Excuse me. So what you're going to do is that instead of selecting the style to be writing, you're going to just select the image, both the label and the word, just like so, and then you're going to slice it. So now the word is cut into the label. So when the label comes out, it's going to be the lettering is going to be transparent. So wherever you stick it is going to be the color of the background, in case you wanted to do a label like that. So I just wanted to show you that you can do these types of labels as well. And that is how you create labels. So these are a few ways that I wanted to show you. So I'm going to remove this out of the way, and then I'm just going to remove the box. And then the last step you're going to do before you make it, you want to make sure you attach all your labels together that you're going to use, so the machine cuts it the way that you have it here. So once you've selected that, I'm just going to remove these 5 on the top because I'm not going to use them. And then you can remove the box out of the way as well. So X that out, and then you hit make it. And then you can select without a mat or on a mat. I did without a mat. And then here it brings you to the next page. And as you can tell, you have all your 4 labels that you selected that you attached. So that looks good. Once you have it as you want it, you're going to go ahead and select continue at the bottom right. And then you're going to select your machine. So let's wait for that. Okay, so you're going to select the Joy. And now you're going to select your material. So we're going to use the Smart Label Writable Vinyl. As you can tell, it brings you all the materials that the Joy uses. So you're going to select your material. And then as you can tell, it already tells you that you need the gel pen and you need to insert that, and then you need to load your material. So let's show you how to do that. So here you have your pen. You just remove your blade out of the way. You put in your pen, you clamp that in, and then here's the vinyl. Just going to remove it from here. The one thing that I like that they did with these vinyls is that they wrote the name of the material in the back, as you can see here. So that's one great thing about this. And then you're going to go ahead and put this in between these. But let me remove this paper. Okay. So then you're just going to make sure that you put that in there like that. And then the machine is going to detect it and it's going to grab it in. So just wasn't working for me in the beginning. Okay, so now it detects it and it's going to roll it back in. And now it tells you hit go. So you're going to hit go. And then it's going to start writing. Okay, so now it's done writing, and now the Cricut design is telling me to take out the pen and to load in the blade, because as you remember, I did do the slice feature on the second set of labels. So it's telling me to insert the blade. So once you do that, you go ahead and select go on your device. And then now it's gonna go ahead and cut out the labels first, as you can see here. And then it's gonna cut out the wordings for the second set of labels, and then it's gonna cut out the labels. Okay, so now the machine is done cutting, and now this message pops up that says upload material, unload material. Your project is complete. Unload your materials. So you're gonna select unload right there, and then it's gonna unload the material, and that's it. It's pretty simple, pretty fast. And now all I have to do is remove the labels and show you how they come out. Okay, so here you have the containers that I will be using today. I purchased these in IKEA a while back. I believe they were either $1 or $2. I can't remember. But if you do have a local IKEA near you, go check them out. They tend to have different types of containers. Okay, so the first thing I did to remove the labels is that I removed the material around the labels, like so. I just thought that it would be easier to remove the label without that there. And then I went ahead and I removed the label. And it was easy to remove it. And then here you have it. It's really pretty. I like it. It's actually really sticky once you have it in your fingers. So make sure that once you put it in the container or whatever it is that you're doing, you're sure of the location, because it might be difficult to remove. I didn't have to remove it, so I didn't see how difficult it would be. But I like the labels. I like how they come out, the letterings, the wording, the writing didn't smudge. I actually really like it, so I will be using more of these. And then again, these are just this type of labels that you can use for labeling your jars, your containers, but there's so many other ways of doing labels. And I just use these two. The other two I just did so I can show you how you can create different types of labels. So I really hope that you enjoy this video. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you did like it, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will be back with more videos.